Hello, this is Todd Luck, and this is a review of The Moon Maid to Three Keys #2 by American Mythology. So this is part of the Edgar Rice Burroughs universe, and of course Edgar Rice Burroughs is the creator of Tarzan and John Carter, and American Mythology puts out comics of his lesser-known works like Moon Maid, and so this is the second in a three-issue miniseries introducing the brand new Moon Maid. This is her first ever story in comics, and so let's take a look at the cover. So the second issue cover is another one that doesn't appear inside, but I'm okay with that. It's very, very attractive. It's nicely colored, nicely rendered. I love the monster. I love the nonchalant, kind of pose that Moon Maid is in. She's just like, yeah, whatever. And she just looks very tough and very, very powerful in here, and I just really love this cover. And it is once again bearing the mark of the ERB universe, making it canon with the novels that are being put out by Edgar Rice Burroughs' estate. And we'll talk a little bit more about that at the end. But let me just say that the interior art continues to be gorgeous. It's well colored, well rendered. I just really like it. I mean, it's just great storytelling. I love the way the artist renders the characters and the action. It flows from panel to panel. This is just a really well put together comic that just looks very, very nice. And I'm just glad to see that. And by the way, cute Vanas are now canon. The story continues to be quite good. We open with a scene that kind of explores the division and the animosity between the Unas, which are the humans who live inside the moon, and the Vanas, which are these purple humanoid creatures. And it's a very interesting scene, and it's really well done. There's kind of an analogy to kind of the things that are going on with statues for the Confederacy, in our time, on Earth. And they kind of draw, and Mike Wolfer, the writer, draws a parallel to there, while still acknowledging that it's still a very different, sort of conflict, but still, is able to kind of draw a topical symbolism there, which I thought was really neat and really well done. I live in the South. We've had to remove a Confederate statue from our downtown courthouse. So, I mean, it was dealt with just right in this issue. And so that's just the opening scene. There's a lot of exposition about the history of the planet, and also some bonding between the characters. We set up some mysteries about this dead city that they're in, like this thing that looks very much like a vault, which probably holds the secret to whatever the new Moon Maid here is protecting. And there's a fight scene at the end which sets up for a larger conflict for the final issue of this three-issue miniseries. I gotta say, I am intrigued. Again, I like the new Moon Maid. I like the supporting cast here. I like the mystery that they've set up. I think this is just a series firing on all cylinders. And I can't wait to get the final issue to find out what is in that vault. Hopefully it's not like Al Capone's vault or something. Nothing's in there when they open it. My speculation would be it's either knowledge to restart the civilization inside the moon, or it's maybe some technology or weaponry left over from, before the fall of civilization. Maybe even a ship for them to fly around in or something. That's just pure speculation, but I look forward to finding out the answer. One twist I did want to touch on was when Victory Harbin was relaying this story to Earth last issue, she indicated that the events of the first novel in the Moon series, The Moon Maid, wouldn't happen for another 100 years. But she was saying that when she was relaying the story, but it also said she was untethered to space and time. And so she actually heard about the story in the future, and that's what we discover in this issue, is that this actually happens after the Moon Maid novel, which is revealed in this big old exposition dump. So that's actually really interesting. Judging from the synopsises for the Moon trilogy I could find online, I think this is probably a time period where the characters from that novel who survived would still be alive. Orthus, who was the villain, Julian V, who was the hero, and Nyla, who is the original Moon Maid. I think they would still be alive, and I think this is before the Moon Men invaded Earth. I think that opens up a lot of interesting story possibilities. I'm not saying any of that will ever be touched on in the stuff American mythology is doing with this character, but I think it definitely could be, and that is very intriguing. I think there's a lot of fertile territory for stories, whether you're talking about the history of Vanos and how society fell there, or you're talking about, you know, the invasion of Earth, the occupation of Earth, and the fall of society and all this stuff. In the other novels, I think there's just a lot of potential with the Moon series for some really, really great comics. And so let's take a look at some of the ads for the other Edgar Rice Burroughs comics that are in the back here. So we've got Edgar Rice Burroughs sketchbook, which is this behind the scenes look at how they make the Edgar Rice Burroughs comics. And I gotta say, I really like it. It's very cool to kind of get these sketches and, you know, kind of get into the process and the character designs and stuff like that. So I'm definitely picking that up. It comes out in May, so I really need to ask my comic shop to order it for me. Also, if you go on Facebook and go on, I believe it's Edgar Rice Burroughs' Facebook page, but they did a live stream on Beyond the Farthest Star. This is the new series that they're coming out with from American mythology, based on a even more obscure Burroughs novel. And so this one is going to be solicited for June, I think it is. It's going to be in the April previews, so you can start ordering it right now. The artwork on it that they previewed is gorgeous. It looks great. It has Victory Harbin, the new character that they're introducing in the new novels, is going to be in there, and it looks really cool. I definitely look forward to it. And so they do ads for the other series they've put out with Edgar Rice Burroughs characters in them. So they have The Land that Time Forgot, and you'll notice that it is also canon to the ERB universe. And they also put out the Amazing Monster Men comics, and you'll notice that the little canon logo is also on there, so they count with the novels. But I noticed on the ad for Pellucidar and Carson of Venus, that little canon logo, the ERB universe, is not on there. Now, I think that that is probably because it wouldn't fit on these ads in any particularly good place. You'd have to cover something up to put it on there. That's just my speculation, because, for instance, I know that Carson of Venus, Eye of Amtor, is canon to the novels. It actually was a tie-in to the current novels. So that's my speculation, because I can't really think of any particular reason why these wouldn't count as canon as well. And I did check the latest issue of DJ Thorez from Dynamite, and it did not have the ERB canon logo on it. So that's kind of interesting, because obviously Dynamite, you know, reaches a lot more people with its comics than American mythology. But, you know, maybe that's something they're going to add in the future, or maybe, you know, that it's just going to be exclusive to the American mythology stuff. I don't know. We'll find out. And so, yes, I do absolutely recommend this series. I recommend starting with the first issue. You can order that at your local comic shop or through American Mythology, or you can go on Comixology and get it if you prefer digital. But this is a really great series, you know, great art, great story. And, you know, it's a great jumping on point for readers with a new character, and I just really dig it. I've got more reviews coming, so like and subscribe for more videos. And until next time, remember, the Vanas are a species that eat humans, so when you see overwhelming odds, they see lunch. See ya.